Yeah, when I was a lot of times for me when I you know talk and things like that, it's actually kind of difficult because because I'm on a because I'm on a diaphragmatic pacer. It makes it a little bit difficult to talk and things like that. So if you see me like doing, you know, just a regular stream or something like that, I definitely have to remember to take breaks as far as talking and things like that. So you'll probably hear me or just see me reacting and just saying one word things and things like that. Cause sometimes when I talk, I'm on a I'm on a diaphragmatic pacer, so it's a little bit more difficult for me to talk and being able to get the breaths out that I need. When you see the breaths that I'm taking right now, see how my chest is going up and down. See how my chest is going up and down. So because my chest is going up and down like that, it's a it's because I'm on a pacer that's helping me breathe. So it's definitely one of those things that I definitely have to this day, I still have to work on taking those breaths and being able to breathe as far as breathing and talking at the same time. So because I wasn't able to, you know, do so as far as my time and when I was in the hospital, they gave me speech therapy. Yep, they gave me speech therapy, and they were able to help me, you know, get my speech in order so that I'll be able to, um, being able to talk the way that I want to. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult, but at the end of the day, I definitely know that it's worth it when I am able to talk the way that I want to be able to talk. But right now, because I'm breathing about 18 breaths per minute, if you're a fast talker or things like that, or you work out a lot, you're definitely gonna need a higher breath rate as far as your breathing. So because I work out and things like that, I'm able to tolerate and able to handle 18 breaths per minute. But they say that you're not supposed to be on the diaphragmatic pacer for long periods of time because you can get fatigued. So it's always good to get that rest, and that's when the ventilator comes into play. Because you definitely want to be able to rest your voice. That's for you know, people who are not able to catch their breath, as far as people who also have spinal cord injuries and things like that. It's definitely hard for them to talk to, because with me being on a pacer, and as you can see, when I breathe, my upper torso breathes up and down. See that? If you're able to count, you're able to count the 18 breaths. So if you count the 18 breaths, you can you can see. So right now, it's I'm gonna give y'all an example. It's 3:03, 3:03 right now. So I'm gonna wait till it's 3:04, and then I'm gonna show you the 18 breaths per minute. Waiting until it changes. And then after 18 breaths, it should be 3:05. So I'm gonna start in 3:04. Give me a second. Missed the mark, y'all. Alright. But I'm definitely gonna show you guys how it works and how it is. So I'm gonna wait till 3:05 and then I'm gonna show you guys. Okay. Alright. Well, I'm gonna show you guys right now. Okay. Alright. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And it's now 3:06. So started at 3:05. It's 3:06. So works 18 breaths per minute. So started at 3:05, now 3:06. So, and as you can see, I just counted 18 breaths from 3:05 to 3:06. So when they say 18 breaths per minute, that's how many breaths you're getting per minute. For me, I'm getting 18 because I'm very athletic, have a lot of energy and things like that. I do very aggressive therapy and stuff like that. I definitely need those extra breaths. So the 18 breaths per minute is the final. It's basically the final, the highest. It's the highest. So it's the highest that the pacer can do. I'm thinking that maybe sometime in the future they could maybe make it 20. But that'll be just for workout purposes only. But for right now, 18 breaths per minute is working out for me great. So yeah, so that's what I just showed you guys. I literally just looked at the clock. It was 3:05, and then I counted down. It was 18 breaths per minute, and after I counted the 18, it turned 3:06. So it's definitely, doing its job and things like that. Me being able to breathe on the diaphragmatic pacer, like I said, it's definitely difficult for me to talk, and definitely difficult for me to get certain words out and things like that. So I gotta just remember to keep on breathing and talking also. After taking every breath, after every exhale, that's when I breathe, and I'm able to talk on the exhale like that. So when I exhale, that's me being able to talk and me being able to get my words out. But on the inhale, when I inhale, if I try to talk on the inhale, it'll not let me get my words out. So if I see how I just had that pause in there, and I wasn't able to hear what I was about to say what I was about to say because I'm inhaling. I'm inhaling. So when I inhale, I'm not able to talk. Not able to talk when the pace is on inhale. See, it just did it again. So when it inhales, and that's the thing, you're not able to get all your words out and things like that. So for me to be able to do this streaming thing, it's definitely one of those things where you want to be able to talk and communicate with your audience and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I just gotta let them know that if I'm silent for a little bit, or I'm just watching, or just playing a video or something like that, watching it with you guys, and I'm not able to say anything, just know that that's the reason why. It's because I'm just, you know, taking a rest from talking, So I'm just now watching. I'll probably just say like one word things like, wow, oh my gosh, that's insane, that's crazy, oh wow. So if you see me doing things like that, that's just me taking a breather before I can start chatting and communicating with you guys again. Because, yeah, for me being quadriplegic and having a spinal cord injury, it's a blessing that I'm able to talk to you guys at all. Because people with spinal cord injuries who have higher levels, C1, C2, they're not even able to talk. They're not able to talk at all. They can't even communicate, and they're nonverbal. So it's a true blessing that me having a spinal cord injury, or C1, C2 injury, it's definitely a true blessing for me to be able to talk and communicate with you guys. Because for a while, I wasn't able to. I wasn't able to talk because they capped off my trach with a balloon. It's like a balloon that they put on to inflate so that you don't talk and you save your vocals and things like that. And I feel like it was a good thing for me for them to do that at first, But then, like last couple months, I had to do it again. Unfortunately, I had to get that balloon back in my trach for complications and other reasons that I'm gonna talk to you about. But I had to get it again, and it was emotional. It was emotional because it reminded me of what I was dealing with, 15 years ago. So it was definitely an emotional thing for me. And yeah, and so that's the thing about me having difficulty talking and things like that, because it's definitely a road that I don't want to go back down. I don't want to go back down that road where I'm not able to communicate and things like that, because yeah, I was making just noises. I was making noises, and I was in order to get people's attention. So when I was in the hospital, I wasn't able to talk, so they had my trach cuffed and things like that. So what I was doing, I was making this sound. That was my way of communicating, and that was my way of letting people know that I needed help and things like that. That was my help call, to let people know. And then after I would get their attention, I would have to like overpronounce the words with my mouth so that they'll be able to know what I was saying. So I had to, you know, really uh, pronounce my words. Like I would say something like, basically, I was saying that I need cough assist. So that was the thing that I would have to do as far as letting people know. Or I would just look at the cough assist machine and do this. I'll use my head to say, or I'll look at the cough assist machine and be like, yeah, I need cough assist. Or so I was saying like I need water. And basically they had to you know had to try to understand me. So it was a difficult time. That was a difficult time for me, and of course I was still very vent dependent at the time because of my level of injury. I'm still I have the diaphragmatic pacer, so I'm no longer vent dependent. When the pacer's working, the vent is off. The vent is off, and it stays off. I don't go back on the vent until late at night, or when I'm need to relax, or sometimes it varies, or when I need to go on the vent. Between 9 and 11 is when I get prepped to go back on the vent. So it's only for when I'm relaxing, and getting ready to get some sleep and stuff like that. Because there was one point where I was in the hospital, and the doctor said that I need to get that rest in because I can't be on the pacer 24/7, which that was going to be my goal because I didn't want to be on the vent for a while. But he said you can't be on the vent. I mean, you can't be on the pacer 24/7 because it's like making your diaphragm run a marathon. Your diaphragm's running a marathon at that point, and your diaphragm needs time to rest also. And for it to be pumping 24/7, you're gonna get fatigue, and you're gonna have a lot of other things happen to you that you don't want to happen. So you definitely want to keep in mind as far as what you're doing, what you're working on, and things like that. Your breaths and all that other stuff, and let you know what your body's telling you, because sometimes your body definitely needs that rest. So when I'm back in bed and things like that, and from like 9 to 11 o'clock, yeah, that's when I go on the that's when I go back on the vent. So I only go back on the vent at nighttime, but I'm off it during the day. I'm off it during for the whole day pretty much. Like I'll probably get off at around 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then I don't go back on until 9 or 10 o'clock or something like that. So I definitely am blessed and thankful that I was able to get the diaphragmatic pacer, because it's definitely tough when people are not able to get it, because it's a very small percent of people who are able to get the diaphragmatic pacer. It's literally only 1% of patients with the diaphragmatic pacer. Back 15 years ago, I was one of the first. I was one of the first to get the diaphragmatic pacer, and I was one of the first that it actually succeeded well for me. And one shot, and it was good. It was good. They said the guy who invented it and things like that, and he was able to come to the hospital and was able to see the process of how my diaphragmatic pacer was working. And because it worked so great, he said immediately when he put the pacer in, when he put the leads in, my diaphragm had, they said that I had the strongest diaphragm that they've ever seen. I had, yeah, one of the strongest diaphragms that they've ever seen. And it literally fired immediately. and it worked perfectly. So I'm just very thankful and praise praise God that I was able to get it, because definitely a struggle carrying a huge vent around, 24/7. Being vent dependent, it's very tough. It's very hard, and I feel for people who have to carry it around and who are using it, because not only is it detrimental, because not only does the pacer give you your independence and you're able to go places and things like that without carrying a huge machine, not worrying about battery life, and not worrying about, you know, other things as far as respiratory infections and stuff like that. Because, yeah, if you're on the vent 24/7, definitely have to be watched and monitored, because not only can it pop off, and then not, if anybody's not around to hear it or things like that, or or something, that can be catastrophic, because the vent, sometimes if you have like a spasm, or sometimes if the vent is too loose, it can pop off, it can pop off of you and things like that. And you definitely got to be careful. Got to be careful with that. Definitely don't want to deal with those things. You hope that somebody's able to, be around to hear that, because you definitely need 24/7 care, and that's what I have right now. So you definitely want to be able to keep your vent clean. If you're on the vent 24/7, I'd say it'd be good to change it every 2 weeks. Like, change the circuit every 2 weeks. For me, I change it like every month. Sometimes a little bit over a month, because once the vent starts getting a little weaker, and it's like not being able to stay on and stuff like that, then that's when we start to change it. I'm able to get a good month out of the vent, because I'm not on it 24/7, so I'm able to get a good month out of it. But for people who are on the vent 24/7, they'll probably need to change it in 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half, depending on their situation or stuff like that. But you definitely want to, change it more frequently, because you definitely don't want to have those respiratory infections. Because believe you me, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. And, when things start looking different and you're feeling different, definitely got to let somebody know, so that they'll be able to handle it right away, take care of it, be able to give you medication for it, and, don't let it go full blown. Because one thing about, people with spinal cords is that they're prone to pneumonia. So definitely got to be careful and watch out for that. But so, yeah, so that's my little story about how I was, how I'm able to talk, but it's difficult for me to talk. So if y'all ever see me on a stream and I'm just watching it with you guys, that's the reason. That's the reason why. I'm able to commentate for as much as I can, but then I'll just take a little break, take a little rest, and just watch the clip with you guys. And I'll also be able to, like, if I'm a little fatigued and things like that from talking too much, then I'll definitely, like, follow and talk to you guys in the chat. I'll just use my mouse and things like that, and I'll just, you know, talk to you guys in the chat, and we can text and things like that. So, yeah, I don't have to worry about, fatiguing myself, and, you know, not overly talking. Because that's what speech therapy is for. Because when you haven't talked in a while, they give you speech therapy, so you're able to communicate and able to get yourself to where you were talking back again normally. But sometimes it's a little difficult at first when you're not able to get the words out that you want to get out. But that's why they give you those techniques and things like that, like talking with the pacer, like on the exhale. The exhale is when I'm talking with the pacer. So every time I go up, I'm talking with the pacer. You know, so I'm not talking on the inhale. You know, but I'm always talking on the exhale. So when the pacer when the pacer exhales for me, that's when I'm able to talk and get my words out. So, but sometimes because I'm always trying to get sentences out right away, and not have like a pause in between. I'm trying to get my sentences out quickly and things like that. That's when I'll be talking with the inhale, and then you'll be hearing me, talk with the breaths, and you can actually see and hear me talk kind of differently. And I definitely talk differently than the average person. So, but, but yeah, that's definitely what I wanted to let you guys know. So, if you ever see me like have a huge pause or something like that, where I'm just watching and not really communicating, that's the reason why. That's the reason why I'm just getting my rest from talking, because you talk for a while, and I believe this is anybody. You talk too much, I feel like you need time to rest and be able to get your words out, and things like that. So, but definitely for me, talking is like therapy. It's like another dose of therapy. So talking can also tire me out also. So definitely got to keep that in mind, that when you're talking, you definitely want to be able to, you know, keep yourself, able to not say too much to where you're talking over yourself, and you're not able to get your words out, because you want to be able to get your words out. Because the thing about it is when you have a spinal cord injury like I do, it's hard to talk, and it's definitely hard to breathe, especially when you have a high level injury. Definitely some people in their families, they have like spinal cord injuries and things like that, where they're not able to talk, or they're not able to communicate with their loved ones, which is very, very sad and unfortunate. So definitely want to be able to take that into accountability, and you want to be able to do the best that you can for your loved ones, just how my family's doing the best for me right now. So very, very fortunate to have them in my life, and I definitely am thankful that they're able to do the best that they can for me and support me, things like that, because I definitely know that this is not the end. This is just the beginning. So I know that this is a little bump in the road, little things that you learn from, and you definitely can definitely can conquer this, and you definitely can do what you gotta do to keep yourself moving forward and doing the best that you can as a human being. Being able to thrive, not letting this take you down, take you over, things like that, because you got a lot of life to live. Great things are happening, so just keep prayed up and keep believing, keep having faith, and know that everything is gonna happen. That's gonna happen, and it's gonna work out and be a true blessing in the long run. I believe that, and I believe that's gonna be for everyone who's in my condition. Some people are worse off than what I am, so I definitely pray and hope that those people will be okay, and definitely pray for their families and things like that. And push come to shove, this is not this is not our final destination. So if they're in a better place and things like that, you know, it's gonna be sad that they're gone. But just know that they're in a better place, and they're a place with no pain, no sadness, no sorrow, no hurt, no nothing. It's all happy all the time. They look up, they're able to smile, they're able to be happy and things like that, and they're able to enjoy themselves and things like that. And somewhere down the line, you're gonna one day see them again. This is not the finale. This is just a pit stop to our final destination. So, with that being said, I'm gonna end this here, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed my stream. Hope y'all like the little hope y'all like the games that I was reacting to, and yeah, I'm gonna call this one, y'all. But thank you for everything. Thank you for your support, your love, and everything like that. Because I definitely appreciate you guys, and I definitely wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have a voice and didn't have a story to share. And hopefully, I'm able to reach and relate to people who are dealing with the same thing, who are dealing with, people in their families with disabilities and things like that, and they're not able to fend for themselves, but the family is still supporting them, still finding ways to cope with it, and just knowing that they're gonna do everything they can, no matter what, to support and love their family members, and be able to show that whatever comes to their mind and whatever they want to do, they'll be able to accomplish it, and they'll be able to conquer it. So definitely want to keep that in mind. And you definitely want to be able to do the best that you can, so that other people can follow and be the best that they can. You don't want to, even the little accomplishments that you do, you got to take that with a grain of salt and say, yeah, I know that this was a little accomplishment, but it's a accomplishment that I made from the other day that was even better than what I was. Every day you're growing, you're learning, you're doing better for yourself and things like that. So you're not just staying that one person that you were yesterday or the day before, but every day you're growing to get better. You're growing to succeed. Just know that whatever you're going through in life, people are gonna be far worse than you are, and you gotta understand that life is a battlefield. It's not easy. It's not an easy road. You're gonna have bumps. You're gonna have milestones. You're gonna have all types of curves. You're gonna have all types of you know bad things on the road, things like that, traffic jams and everything. Just gotta understand that life is like I said, life is a battlefield. So you gotta take everything that you can, and try to do the best that you can for yourself and for other people. Don't let nothing slow you down. Don't let nobody stop you from being the best that you can be. But yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy your day. Hope you guys are staying healthy, and hope you guys have a blessed one. And I hope you guys continue to be safe. So, just remember to stay close to family, stay close to loved ones. If you want to be a part of a support group and things like that, people who are in the same situation that you're in. Sometimes it's easier to talk to people like that. It's easier to talk to people like that because they know exactly what you're going through, and vice versa. You know exactly what they're going through. So it's easy to talk to people who are dealing with those things also. And, you're keeping that in mind, and you're not letting nothing take you down, and you're actually building now a community of people that are dealing with those things, that are dealing with those situations. And you gotta just keep in mind that everything that you do, you gotta do it to the best of your ability. And just know that even the small, like living in the moments, can be big, you know, and they can end up putting like a good smile on your face, you know. So you'll be able to overconquer and able to take control of your life and everything like that. You'll be able to do it to the best of your ability, you know. But yeah, so with that being said, y'all, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be. I'll be back on here tomorrow, same time, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock is basically from one, and I'll try to stay on for as long as I can. Yesterday I did pretty good. I stayed on for about 4 hours with a little bit of a break in between. I was able to share with you guys some good content, but yeah. But I always feel like if I'm able to get a couple more hours in, I definitely would do so. But that's gonna be future goals for me. For me, I was able to last and do 4 hours yesterday. So the goal is to able to get more time for you guys, and I definitely want to be able to talk to you guys and be able to communicate and be able to share some good advice and things like that. Cause I'll be able to talk to you about anything and everything, whatever you guys need advice about or things like that. Just give me a message, come to my chat, and just be able to have a conversation, and we'll be able to talk about anything. So, but on that note, y'all, I'm gonna end it right here. I'm gonna say goodbye. Hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys enjoy yourself. Be safe, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Have a blessed one.